time on this channel that I am going to be able to have any sort of long form content. So might as well. I am getting ready for work and I feel like I'm in a very reflective state right now. Ugh. Not a bad thing, good thing. In this bottle, this is just water. This is nothing but water. I had this braid out. My hair feels pretty dry. So I just want to get water in, and then I'm going to seal it in with 100% extra virgin olive oil. You know, sometimes when you're making videos, you want stuff to look cute. No, I don't got time. To look cute. Oh man. I am in this Bible study group, it's a women's Bible study group for my church. And right now we are studying the fruits of the Spirit. And let me just say, I've had an opportunity to meet the most amazing women. This church that I'm going to, for those of you who missed it, I'm going to a new church this year. But oh my God, it's so diverse. But I'm like, I understand why this is important for me. Just meeting so many different type of women and hearing the different perspectives. Oh man, it has been what I need. This week has started off a little bit weird for me because I hit my tank was almost on full empty. And I'm learning, I don't think I've mastered it yet, but I'm learning, like, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, like, I'm stopping everything. Like, stop. I'm not gonna keep going until my tank is empty. I did let it get a little too low, and that happened. The reason why that's horrible for me is because I normally find myself not praying as much, not having the intimacy with God that I know that I should be having. And so that it just becomes a big decline, like, because I start feeling guilty and all of the things that I'm sure you guys can relate to, like, oh my God, I'm not spending time with God. Oh, I'm not doing this. Oh, I didn't read my word today. I'm so horrible at that. I am still a work in progress when it comes to being I don't know if I would say a perfectionist, because I feel like with perfectionists, like, you want things perfect and you want it perfect so much you don't get it done. No, I'm trying to do everything and be perfect at everything. That is a huge difference. And I will do it if you let me continue on with my shenanigans. I'm doing a ponytail today because I'm going to keep it cute and classy. I'm gonna put am I gonna put pearls on today? I'm either gonna do pearls because I'm wearing a light blue collared shirt. So I'm either gonna do this because I like to do a little extra at the office, or I'm gonna do some little pearls. I feel like I could be a pearl kind of day. But anyways, so I'm gonna do my little sleek ponytail here. And I'm gonna use the Aunt Jackie's Curl and Coils Hold Tight. This is the braid and twist gel. I use this to do my retwist. But yeah, I let my tank, it didn't go on E. It wasn't on E. Y'all get to see my full process. As the young people say, let me cook. Let me cook. Don't judge me right now, but let me cook. This is why it's great to have kids or as I always say, young adults. And then I have kids because I've pretty much adopted my friend's daughter and her son. So that's great. She's teaching me a lot. 7-year-old. Just like, baby, you getting up there, sweetie. You don't know what's going on out here. But anyways, so I didn't go on full E, but I definitely, my tank was low, y'all. And then when your tank is low, when you get tired and overwhelmed, you start eating bad. I done put on like 10 pounds, shame to say. And so now I gotta drop that 10 pounds because for me, I'm small. So when people see me and I say that, they like, okay. But I have just from passed down from family members, I have blood pressure issues. So if I get to like 150 something, 160, like I start feeling the effects of that. And I'm 5'9", so 150 on me, like I'm still skinny. But I can tell how my body feels. And so I had gotten down to like 135, 138, which was a little too skinny. And so right now I'm 148, and this is me losing. So I'm just trying to get back down to like to range between 138 and 140, because that's where I feel the most energized. But when I get overwhelmed and tired, I start snacking and eating, and then what does that do? It's just a downward spiral. You start eating horrible food, you start feeling horrible physically, mentally, emotionally, and then spiritually. And it's like, I can't get up to pray. I don't feel like praying. And I cannot afford to do that because I am very much involved in servicing at church. And I am a part of the new church's worship team, but I'm still in training. So I'm not up on stage singing, which is a great thing because my old church, I was leading every Sunday. Y'all, it was a lot. But I'm on the prayer team. So I'm praying for people every day and every Sunday. We have the prayers that we get online. And then we also have the floor prayer team, which I'm a part of. And that's people are coming up to you. They're talking to you. You're speaking into them. You're touching them. You're putting hands on them. Sunday for me was a realization like, Alicia, get it together, because I was so not in the space that I needed to be in spiritually with God. And then I'm here trying to serve and give to other people. And I could, you know how you, not like you're in trouble with God, but you know, he looking at you like, I see you up here praying for these people, ma'am. I see you. When you gonna, yeah, no. I was like, oh Lord. Okay, God. I get it. I get it. I'm not about to be putting no. So I definitely was like, after this Sunday, and I said, I'm not getting up there again like that. I think I'm gonna wrap my ponytail. That it was very ghetto. I did that once before when I was at my old church. I was leading worship. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but when you are not connected in the way that you need to be connected with God, and you haven't been talking to him throughout the week, you have not been seeking him, and you get up there by yourself, is how I feel. You get up there by yourself trying to operate in the flesh. It's ghetto. It's ghetto. And you feel it, and you're like, somebody can see. Because I just know what that connection is like. And when I'm not there, it's not good. And me doing prayer and stuff now, even more, I'm like, it's very similar to leading worship, because to me, when you're opening your mouth over people, sorry, I had this in my mouth. It's just like, it's important that what's inside of you is what it's supposed to be. Like, what I just take it very personal, and I was really hurt this Sunday because I knew I was tired and exhausted. I knew I had not been seeking God in the way that I'm supposed to be able to serve in the way that I serve, and not only serve, but to be able to live. Like, how are you living and you're not out here seeking God on a daily, on an hourly? Like, what are you doing? Okay. I don't know what this looks like, but because I do it so much, I'm assuming it looks good. And then I'm going to take I always get asked about this satin scarf. I got this years ago from Walmart. I said I need to look and see if I can find another one like this because I have looked for it and I just cannot. Hi, good morning. I cannot find another one like this, and I don't like any of the other satin scarves that I find. So I have to take the time to look and see if I can find something like this. It's been so long ago. All right. Yeah, but I'm just not going to do that again. And I thank God for my husband. Like I was telling him this morning, God, I'm feeling better. Cleaning out my body and stuff. And, but I just still wasn't, I wasn't 100%, just my energy is a little low. And so he always checks on me. Are you okay? We walk together every morning at 4:30 a.m. And just an opportunity for us to connect, to talk. And he's just in such a, I just told him, I thank God for you and your covering. And I have a husband like you covering me because I need it this week. Like I desperately needed. And when we prayed, he prayed everything. I was like, you tapped in. I know you tapped in. And I love that for me because you can just feel God just speaking through him and he just held me. He put his arms around me and held me. And I really needed that. And I just thanked him for that. I just try not to take him for granted because I really needed his words. And I needed him to be tapped in. And he was. And, I just have to remember who God is and his grace. I just beat myself up if I'm not praying enough, and it really comes from church trauma. Not praying enough. Listen, there can be times where you're not praying enough. I was not seeking him enough, but you almost like where I'm coming from, I'm trying to find balance of like being over extreme to just like, it's just being a normal relationship. There were times where and sometimes you got to be in there for hours. You got to be on the floor for hours. It just depends on what's going on. But I just had a lot that I was doing and going through. And I was, fasting a lot. Because I'm like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. You gotta do this. And now I'm just like trying to have a normal relationship with God that's not overwhelmed with over religious practices and stuff. And that's been a transition for me because I'm like, I don't know where to land. I'm so structured and just my personality. So I'm like, oh, you got to do this at this time and this many hours and this many minutes. And I'm just trying to remember who God is. Like, he gives me grace. He loves me. It's my Father. And I don't have to be this hard on myself. This is so personal, y'all. This is so personal. But I can be so hard on myself. And I'm getting better, but it's like, I want to please God. At times, I want to please the people around me and not please them over God, but, I want people to, there's a part of me that wants people to see the good in me, but that is something that I've had to release, right? God knows my character. He knows my heart. And we spend so much energy in trying to get people to see the good in us and to see our intentions and to see all of these things that, you can, and I made a video about this recently. You can be the most loving person to people and they will still hate you. They will hate you for that. Let's talk about that. They will hate you for you trying to be loving, you trying to be kind. So that cannot be the goal. It just can't be the goal. And I'm slowly releasing it. I want to be able to say that I'm perfect at it. Sometimes I'm really great at it. And then there are some times where I'm just not. And even just with myself, not kind to myself sometimes. I'm gonna give myself grace. Let's talk about that. Cause I'm like, I just want, God, I want to be, like, I want to please you. It's personal. But I still have to understand, like, baby, you're just human. You're not Jesus. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. No matter how big or small. And I'm sure, like, if I told people, like, my stuff, like, the devil, like, listen, he's very, me and my husband, we were talking about this, is that he's very strategic. Like, a seasoned Christian, he's not gonna come to you with, you know, drugs, alcohol, infidelity. No, he's gonna come to you with the stuff that you can convince yourself this is okay. You know, maybe I'm gonna overeat a little bit here. I'm gonna eat this, even though I know that God has instructed me to not eat in this way. It's okay. It's just food. I'm just enjoying myself. Like, it's when they say, the word said he comes as an angel of light, he does, because you can convince you, oh, he not coming. No, he's not coming like that. He's coming up. So good. I'm just enjoying my time, and you know, and you end up being disobedient. You know, God, the Holy Spirit has definitely given me very clear instructions on stewarding my body. And I know it. And then there's times where I'm tired or whatever the case, and then I just go against those things knowingly. And I pay the consequences. I know there's a lot of people don't like to talk about that, like the effects of food on your spirit. Don't care how healthy you are, you think you are. No one would look at me and be like, oh, I'm tiny. 5'9", 148 pounds right now. But I understand eating junk just makes me feel physically just horrible. And when I feel horrible physically, then the mental toll starts. Then the emotion. Why did I burst in? Then spiritual. Don't even have, you know, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I just have to be more kind to myself. I have a very abnormal, me and my husband, let me not say abnormal, but listen, we get up at 3 a.m. every morning, and we've done this for years. It's just how we are. And my first thing is prayer, petition, worship. And then I start to work on my work stuff, whatever that is. It can be my business, it can be my day-to-day job. But I like to be ahead. Like to make sure things are straightened up a certain way. I like to plan. I'm a planner. We're planners. And so I'm always moving at a pace that is really, it's faster than most. I serve in church. I stay pretty busy with church. And so, yeah, there are times where I'm like, I don't have anything left. And so I'm learning to balance. I'm learning You know, I was learning to say yes recently, and I still am to the things I'm afraid of, but I'm also learning to say no. Like, you can't, just because God's name is attached to it doesn't mean that that's what he's called you to do. Like, you cannot do everything. You can't. And I'm learning that slowly but surely, because if I don't, the quality of my service is going to diminish. And it has many times. This Sunday was an example of that. I'm like, I am not tapped in at all. This prayer that these people are getting is ghetto. That's I'm like, next time you're gonna sit down. You get up here tired like that again, you sit down. Yeah. So I was talking to my husband. I was like, I'm gonna make it a thing. Like, when I feel myself getting tired, like I didn't go to work Monday or Tuesday. And I told my husband, when I get tired like that, I'm gonna say no to everybody, and I'm gonna stop. I will stop everything around me. And I did this week. I just waited a little bit too long to do it, to stop everything before I had a full out crash. But I was just already pretty low by the time I decided to stop Monday. I probably should have stopped sometime last week and slowed everything down. So he was like, you know what, that's good. I'm like, yeah, but next time I just have to, my timing got to be better. Like, no, I'm not coming to work. I'm not coming into the office. I'm not, I need a moment. Because I can't operate like this. And I hadn't sat in front of my piano for about a couple of weeks, if not more. And that's not good too, because that's where me and God, like, worship, singing, that's where and I sat back in front of it. Since I said, I'm not going to work, I'm not doing nothing, I sat in front of the keys and I just started playing. And I was like, he has to bring me back every time. Baby, this is your place. Come here. And it's just always beautiful. Like, just to worship him. It's just me and him. And I did it this morning again, just getting back to my routine. That's another thing. Getting off my routine is never good either. So I have to be careful with that. Decided to grow my eyebrows back. I go back and forth on this. Then I got them laminated. Back to thick brows. It's just easier to manage. I'll fix anything that I need to fix later, but where's my, I'm gonna put a little bit of blush on. So this is, it's like, let me try this Milani again. It's been years. So I got that. I got this baked powder, and I got a little lip gloss, wherever that is, that I'm gonna wear today. Little, that's not my brush, but yeah. So, lesson learned. Rest. God grants rest to those he loves. I have to keep. I know. I'm like, Lord, are you tired of me? Because he like, you already know this stuff, Alicia. Like, why are we having the same conversation again? But you know what? That's, God loves us, and he doesn't, like, I just come to you and repent. That's why it's every day you gotta repent. Like, Lord, here I am, your daughter. You know me. You know me. Just keep loving me, please. Because There are things that I already know. I just gotta be careful. Just don't get so busy. Cause what you busy doing? What you busy doing? You doing this on your own? What you busy doing? You're doing this on your own. That's what this is. You done took over the driver's seat. Cause that's where you gotta check yourself. Why am I so busy and overwhelmed? Who's doing the work? What are you chasing? You chasing now. I have to check myself. You know what you right. All right. So, what I'm going to do, you may find weird, but I'm completely fine with that. Where? Okay, make sure, because sometimes I forget to put my mic on. I was like, was I sitting here talking all the time with no mic? I've been empty nesting, y'all. I'll tell you guys about that. On a later date. But it's been a time. Let me tell y'all, me and hubby, a time has been had. Well, we can't, I'm not supposed to say that out loud though, because you can't let your children know. We're so miserable without them. So miserable. So hard. It's been so hard. To be honest though, I would prefer for my daughter like to be here. But she made it very clear, look, I'm adulting. And I'm gonna adult in my rules. And I'm like, oh well, baby, if you're gonna be adulting it with your rules, then baby, this probably is not. You probably right. This ain't gonna work out, girl. I think she's getting that little lesson in now, though. She's getting ready to go to Oklahoma, which is where my husband is from. His sister is coming to get her. And that has been hard. It's been hard me standing firm on like, no, you cannot carry her. It's been so hard. It's been hard. But she has to fly. She has to fly. And if not, especially with this new generation, they're just different. And if I don't let her fly, especially when she's communicating, that's the thing I love about my relationship with my daughter. She may not say what I want her to say, but at least she's saying something. She talks. And she's going to give you the truth, whether it hurts or not. I don't think you're an adult at 20. I mean, or maybe I'm wrong, and that's been the problem. It's like we want to treat these kids like should be 21. The reality, I mean, I was married at 21. I'm not saying that's not what I want for her, but I'm just saying like you cannot treat them like children, and then you're frustrated when they can't figure out the basics, the basics of life. That's a lesson for me. Like you cannot coddle these children because they don't want to do nothing. They don't want to work. They don't want to do nothing. And when you've provided a very comfy life, they're very comfortable, very much comfortable, and they want to enjoy their life on your dime, child. So this has been a little bit rough for me to be like, no. God has helped me with that. No, I'm not going to allow that. No, I'm not going to do that. No, 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 no. We're not. We're not going to do that. Okay. And then I have to, y'all know we got to get the forehead. Make sure your forehead blends in. So my work for the rest of this week is for today. Let's just take it day by day. Is I'm just going to, number one, make sure that I'm spending time in prayer and in my word in the way that I'm supposed to be consistently. Like, it's a map. What are you doing if you are not seeking God? And I'm saying that to myself so that I remember that throughout the week. When I'm going off by myself, when I'm doing the things that I'm doing, if I'm not seeking God, like, girl, what are you doing? Where are you going? If you're not seeking God in his direction, you're going off on your own, you're operating in the flesh, you're chasing, and you don't even know if you're in alignment or going the direction that God has for you, because you didn't ask him. You're just doing what you want to do. So that's how I'll be checking myself today. I've been off of work 2 days, so just depending on what kind of job that you have, I'm off 2 days. I manage, so I gotta go into the office today, and I'm playing catch up, which I was able to do a good amount of that this morning. So just praying for peace, praying for direction, praying for guidance, and that no matter how overwhelmed things can become, that I still reflect God and I still reflect his love. Even when things are hard, even when disruptions are happening around me, that today I will stand firm on God's word and his love. And that no matter what, I'll have peace. I'll have the right words. Every word is a reflection of God and his love. And that everyone who comes into contact with me today, that they'll feel that presence, that they'll see his light. I'll be like a light on the hill. And I'll have a good day, and I don't have to worry. I don't have to stress about the things that need to be done, because if I'm seeking him, I've seen him do it. I've seen him move things out of the way for me during my work day. And I'm like, that's why you can't worry. That's why you cannot stress out. So this is my look for today. And I just doing a simple ponytail. Then I'm gonna do, again, I might either do some little pearls. This is not what I'm wearing. I'm not wearing going to work. I have a light blue button-up shirt and some light jeans. Because now, after COVID, dress code just changed in business. It just changed. So we just wearing jeans every day. It was a time where jeans was for Friday. But I work from home on Friday anyway, but you wear jeans, but I still dress up and I'm gonna have my heels on. And when I come in without my heels, the people are in much confusion, and I don't want to confuse them today. Or I may wear this just do a little bit extra. So we'll see you all. Praying for you guys, praying that you guys have a great day. Hey Victoria, just praying that if there's anything that you're struggling with, that you're seeking God first among all other things, and that through seeking God, that you're able to get the clarity that you need. You're able to get the peace that you need. I always want to, and I think a lot of us want to seem like we have it together. But this week, I don't have it together, y'all. I don't have it together. And that's okay, because you know what that then requires me to do is to be dependent on God. And that is what He wants. We don't have to be out here by ourselves. And so that is that. Y'all have a good day. Bye.